All right, there are three related news items I want to cover here. The first of which is that Saturday Night Live had this sketch of Jake Tapper, and he has the Kellyanne Conway comes to his apartment and is basically stalking him. It's really disrespectful to her, the way that she's portrayed by Kate McKinnon. Now, this has to do with this guy who just resigned for Michael Flynn, for the National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn, who just resigned because he had some sort of contacts with the Russians. Many people know about this. And they are really slamming what appears to me to be something that all presidents, it's just not a big deal. The guy is talking to the Russians, and they're trying to marry this to the idea that the Russians fixed the election for Trump. If you turn on the national news, you see that they're just hammering away at this. They're just like, this is the worst thing that any president's ever done, and how bad liars they are when this stuff goes on. This is a culture of lying and deception and spin. We all know this. And they're hammering Kellyanne Conway here because she basically repeated some of the lies. And then I saw Jake Tapper, a little bit of an interview he did with Conan. He is a CNN correspondent, and he's just hammering away at the Trump administration on Conan. Again, making a much bigger deal than this actually is, because this is the kind of thing that goes on all the time. It's been normalized for politicians to be liars and to be dubious and have these secret dealings with whoever. And another issue about this is Michael Flynn's conversations and the content of the conversations were picked up by the NSA. And they were leaked out by the NSA, and this was the organization this guy was supposed to head. And so this is something that's not cool at all, because it gives proof to everything that Snowden claimed that the NSA was doing, and they actually leaked this information in a way that was destructive to the Trump presidency. So he's having this really head-on battle with the spy agencies. And this leads to the third news article, which I've been waiting to cover for a few days now. It says, Tapper-Podesta says forces within the FBI wanted Hillary Clinton to lose. And this is what he says. I think to this day it's inexplicable that they were so casual about the investigation of the Russian penetration of the DNC emails, which hasn't been proven, by the way. I covered this in another video. The joint report that the FBI, the CIA, and the NSA put out didn't have any slam dunk proof that the Russians had anything to do with this hack. All the report says is we have with extreme confidence that we know the Russians were involved in this hack, so just trust us. And this is organizations that make their living on lying. And then it goes on to say this. Podesta said this during a cybersecurity panel at the new CEO Shift Forum in San Francisco, according to TechCrunch. So Podesta, and he's been known as a cybersecurity expert, and he got his emails hacked. And the DNC got their emails hacked. And there's nothing there that's saying, oh my God, look at you guys for your sloppy handling of your internet security. These are people that would have had positions, high-ranking positions in the government, handling classified material, when Hillary Clinton herself was caught mishandling classified material on an unsecure server. And then Podesta says this. They didn't even bother to send an agent to the DNC. They left a couple of messages at the IT help desk saying, you might want to be careful. There are at least forces within the FBI that wanted her to lose. That is fake news. Do you have proof of this? And so Huffington Post and various other news organizations are carrying this like it's a real story. This guy just made some brutal accusations when it's clear that the FBI is not in it for Trump, because they have been a thorn in his side since he's been elected president, and definitely aren't on board with him. And if the FBI was really out to get Clinton, they would have asked you a couple of questions. They would have investigated you, and you would have had to answer some questions about your weird pizza emails and other things that were exposed by your getting hacked. And so there's just so much irony here. And what you have here is the battle of the fake news narratives, because certainly Trump makes a lot of stuff up, and he's definitely not in the truth community like people think he is, because he just basically says things to appease people or to bring people in, but he is not somebody who has convictions. And then you have the mainstream media and the Clinton and all these people, and clearly they are upset. They are all upset. The mainstream media is going after Trump with a lot of venom and things that they wouldn't have done for other presidents. They're taking any little issue and magnifying it and make it like Watergate. This is not Watergate. Because people think that every new mainstream news organization and person that's involved in this is getting direct instructions from the Illuminati and these types of things. And that just doesn't happen. They're just following along with the narratives created by the people I call the controllers. And those narratives are being compromised. And so their whole worlds are crumbling. It's like they found out there's no Santa Claus and they don't know what to do about it. And so this is the time of crumbling narratives. But in all reality, you can see the hypocrisy here. And it's just a time of conflict. And you knew this was going to happen no matter who won, whether it was Clinton or Trump, because they both used a scorched earth policy. And the people on the other side were never, ever going to back these presidents. The only difference is the media hates Trump much worse. All right, this is Paul Romano reporting from the apocalypse. Everybody have a blessed day.